the huge game tonight as this recording. Rams Seahawks. We're each going to give our pick and our analysis, and then Rocky, what's the line on this?
So the
Do you
line
want to
on the line
discuss
on
your
this 1.5 Seahawks. Seahawks favored by 1.5.
1.5 Seahawks? Okay, so I'll start us off with this one. I believe Seahawks have the number one defense in DVOA, but their offense has struggled here and there. JSN is obviously an epic monster. He's a dog, absolute beast, but I still have issues with that guy behind under center, Sam Darnold. I know he's been good, but like still have trouble believing that he can really change that QB bust narrative. And he was really good last year, but then in the biggest moments against the Lions for the 1 seed, he got beat up and played awful against a backup Lions defense. That defense was on like their 4th, 5th stringers, and he couldn't read the blitz. And he was just getting smacked. And then in the first round of the playoffs, got sacked like 9 times, got whooped by this Rams team. So I saw a really close game in LA before earlier this season when I was in the Grand Canyon. I remember watching that game at the Grand Canyon, but I had to watch my football. That was awesome. But I got to take the Rams again, even though it's in Seattle. I trust Matthew Stafford. I think we'll have an MVP moment from him tonight, even without Devontae Adams tonight. Puki Nacua is going to come through in a big moment against this really strong defense, and they'll win another close one.
Yeah, I think Sam Darnold since the last game against the Rams. So that was we've all been waiting for the Sam Darnold implosion because he obviously wasn't good in his career until last year against the Vikings. 4 turnovers in that game.
Yeah, and he had 4 picks against them.
He had 4 turnovers in that game against the Vikings, correct. Since that last matchup, he has remained bad. That's the dirty secret about Sam Darnold. So here's a very interesting little tidbit about Sam Darnold, right? Against 2 high coverage in the last 5 weeks, he has a 44.6 passing grade. That's where he's really struggled. It's very interesting. When they put 1 safety up there, he has a top 5 passing grade in the league. 2 high coverage, he really struggles. And the Rams use more 2 high coverage than anyone in the league. So they have the highest EPA per play in the league when using 2 high coverage. So it's going to be very tough. A guy that's already been struggling the last 4 or 5 weeks to find his footing. A guy that Sam Darnold, when he slides. Like we saw that last year down the stretch run of the season against the Lions and against the Rams, the last 2 games of the season. When he starts to play bad, he plays very bad. So, I think the Darnold implosion, inevitable, maybe not, but is anyone surprised? No. I mean, this guy's been a journeyman his entire career. He came in, played at a high level for a good portion of the last 2 seasons. But I think the Seahawks are going to have to bang on that defense a little more. They're going to have to target someone other than JSN because I think that, again, with those 2 high coverage, I think the Rams are going to do a good job limiting the big plays. And ultimately, I agree with you. I'm going to take the Rams to cover a 1.5 plus 1.5 for sure. I'll take them.
Rams straight up.
I have to agree with the Rams. Sam Darnold's been struggling lately. He does have this most wins in the last 2 seasons, but a lot of that comes from obviously last year's 14 wins. But first of all, no Devontae Adams, like was mentioned. Puka Nacua is in some sort of trouble with the NFL. The NFL is not happy with him over some streams that he's been up to. He will be suspended. The team is suspending Puka Nacua for the first possession, I think, is what I read online today.
That's garbage. That's a symbolic gesture. They're not suspending one of the best receivers in football for any extended period of time when they have a chance to get the number 1 seed.
It happens all the time. Puka Nacua, Puka Nacua is the Raiders. Yeah, the Rams are suspending Puka Nacua for the first series in the matchup against the Seahawks tonight. Nacua reportedly showed up to the Rams facility incredibly hungover 3 times this week. I will say, Rocky, it's not the first time he's done it. No. I don't know. He got in trouble with the NFL because he was on a stream and he did some gestures that weren't so kind, but he didn't realize. I don't think he understood. I mean, he's a little, and then his brother just got arrested for stealing a car that was owned by a Lakers player. The Nacua family is going through
shady stuff.
I will say this. I will say this. I will say this. It's not the first time, Rocky. The Cowboys did that to both CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens when they played, I think, against the Raiders. They were out for the first series. I think teams do it a lot more than we notice, and we just don't see that play. We don't realize that the player.
When you play against the Raiders, you can sacrifice one series and probably still win the game.
I get it, but again, I know, I understand that. But I think a lot of teams do this more often than we know, and we just don't know about the fact that a player like it hasn't happened to Zay Flowers maybe, but it's very simple. Like if Zay Flowers came late to practice or came late to a day or 2 days, and then John Harbaugh said, "We're not going to make this. We're not going to make this a media thing, but you're out for the first series. No problem. Boom. Second series is back in. Run the ball 3 times. You know, Derrick Henry 3 and out. Boom. You're back out. Next drive, he's back in. But I will say, yeah, I'm taking the Rams here. I mean, I do love the Seahawks. I love the Seahawks. And I really want the Seahawks to win because if the 49ers can win out, with the Seahawks win tonight and the 49ers win out, they will win the number 1 seed. And that would be the craziest thing. Because we are all these teams, and meanwhile, the sneaky 49ers, who are my favorite team, and I think they're going to go to the Super Bowl, are right there.
Kyle Shanahan, Coach of the Year, immediately.